Today on The Dirty Shop, building my own one stick. I'm an untrained professional. Oh wait, I'm not a professional. Never one sticked in my life. Stick around, we'll see how it goes. Figure out how to get off of this thing now. All right, to start this project out, I got some localish beer. One of the nice things about moving across the country is that you get a whole new list of breweries to try. This is fairly common over here. It's actually out of Florida, but it was cheap. I exploited a mislabeling at the grocery store, and so I got it for less than normal price, which was nice. But anyway, I was going to watch for those when you're in the grocery stores because they'll usually back them up. But that's pretty good. So one of the things that I don't have anymore, obviously my whole shop and everything in it basically didn't come with me. I've got drill press and bandsaw and some other things, belt sanders. But one of the things I don't have is the huge pile of raw materials that I used to have just laying around. So I called my dad and had him send me out a care package in one of those flat rate shipping boxes. You can put like 70 pounds in them, so you can get a lot of metal in there. So what I needed was some expanded metal, all right, for the stand to stand on. And then I wanted a bunch of square tube, and he didn't have a whole lot. There's a few more pieces back there that I'm not going to use, but he did have a couple pieces that I can use. So this piece here, it's a little heavy. It's a thick wall piece, but I'll drill some holes in it probably to lighten it up a little bit because I don't need it quite this stout. This will be my upright, and then this will be my stand on top of it. I'm not sure if I'm going to leave it this big. I'm probably going to go a little smaller than that. Cut it down a little smaller, and then I'll have a bottom step out of this piece here. And then I'm going to make my framing for this out of this angle iron, and I'm going to make my teeth out of this. So this is really sweet because angle iron is fun to work with because you can cut an angle in it and then bend it at that angle really easily on the flat. So in the center I'll cut an angle, I'll bend it to there, and then I'll cut like halfway in, I'll cut teeth so it stays rigid. But you'll see that in a minute. So here we go. I've got this lightweight strap. It says it's good for 2,500 pounds. I think for 1,500. I think it said 1,500. I think whatever. It's not a particularly expensive one. I plan on either reinforcing it or buying a better strap. But definitely, if you're going to use something like this, always wear a safety harness. It's obviously part of the system anyways, so that's pretty good. So right there. This strap has a big loop on one end, which is convenient, and then it's got a little loop on the other end. Tree onto the post. Truth here. Yeah. Not too bad. Flexes out from the tree just a hair. I might need to have this pin up higher. In which case I'll just change it to a 1/2-inch bolt because I've got 1/2-inch holes all through it for lightning. So if I have that pin up higher, it would have less leverage to pull it away from the tree. So after an idiotic amount of rigging and figuring things out, I am a complete one-stick noob. I've never ever done this before, and so obviously there's going to be a learning curve. Especially since I made my own stuff and I'm using rock climbing gear instead of one-sticking gear. So there's all kinds of things wrong with this project, but I have to advise you if you're going to do it, and because of legal issues and stuff like that, be safe. Use gear that's approved. If you do this, it's at your own risk, man. So I've got my my Megajoule hooked up here, and I found that it works best, locks off best with a smaller diameter carabiner. So I switched out to that. I put it on my loop on my climbing harness, so I know I'm good. So basically right now you can see that it's completely locked off, but if I lift it up, it'll slide, okay? So that's the goal there. So now I'm gonna go hook this on the tree. Let's see what we can do. Okay, so I don't know if you guys could see me anymore, but this is definitely
a work in progress, but it's actually not too bad. I'm going to set up here as though I was going here for my stand. I left my rope up there. I put the one stick on the tree. I'm going to climb up to the first level and then try and shoot from there. I've got my bow tied up over there, and well, let's see how it goes. And let's get my rope. Let's get my. Of course, the main rope is over my bow. Down. Throw my. Now I'm going to get I've got a bow quiver somewhere, but I've only can find the bottom half of it after moving. So I left my target over there. So let's see how it is to shoot. That's the hardest angle to shoot from, is over that side. So I'm going to loosen this up a hair. Bang my. Okay, the arrows on the back, it's not working. Obviously. It's not going to work. Okay, I'll put it right here. Perfect. Locked. Okay, here's my target. Only about 10 yards, but there it is. This stand is great. I'm pretty happy with the stand. Bullseye. I didn't go to full draw. I need to do that. All right, final thoughts on my Super One Stick. First of all, I picked up a different rope. The rope I was using in the video was a dynamic climbing rope from my rock climbing days, and it's 60 meters, which is something like 100 feet, and it's stretchy. It's a dynamic rope. So both of those things don't add up to being a very good tree stand rope. I found this one on a Black Friday sale for 30 bucks, and it's a 35-foot rope. It's the right color, and it's static, so it doesn't stretch at all. It's gonna be a much better tree stand rope. The stand itself, we're gonna get a weight on it here for you. I can't really show you the weight. It wouldn't be very clear on the camera because it's just tiny little markings. But on my highly inaccurate fish scale, it's about 7, maybe 8 pounds, probably closer to the 7-pound range with the aid ladder and the strap on it. The aid ladder works really well for what it is. It took me 10 minutes to make it out of paracord and PEX tubing. The only problem with it is it's pretty stretchy, but it is very lightweight and it's strong. It'll hold up. So for now, I'm gonna leave it as is. Maybe in the future, I'll make a different ladder. This strap is working just fine as well. I was talking about reinforcing these stitched points, which when I get a bigger sewing machine out here, I might do that. But for now, it's holding up just fine, and I'm not really worried about it. It seems to work really well on the tree, and it's nice with when I cut the steel loops off of it, it's got a small loop on this side, which doesn't really want to go over the head of this bolt. And then on the other side, I'm using the big pull loop that it had, which goes over the bolt really easily. So when I'm trying to put it on the tree, it's really simple to get it on there. The stand has these extra angles around the outside. I kind of faceted the edges of it, and that gives me the ability to push off at different angles and get different shot angles out of the tree. So that worked really well. The teeth are pretty aggressive, and it really sticks to the tree well. It's really solid. I had it out the other day in a windstorm. Not the best time to be in a tree stand or deer hunting, but that's where when I was out, and the tree was kind of rocking back and forth and swaying, and I felt really secure and solid. I wasn't worried about it at all. It could probably use a coat of paint, but I also might just let it rust and be rust-colored stand, because rust is kind of like outdoorsy color, and it would save me the trouble of having to paint it. And the last thing here is you can see these extra bolts or extra nuts that I welded on here. You might have seen those in the video, and the arrangement of the holes here have to do with those as well. I made this wrap around the tree climbing piece for it, like a climbing tree stand. If you guys have seen one of those, you just lift it up and it locks on, and then you lift up the next piece and locks on, and you can go up the tree. But I decided not to use it for a couple reasons. The major reason is it didn't really work very well. It held onto the tree, but it didn't climb very well. And so obviously if it doesn't work, I don't want, as designed, I'm not going to use it. But also I realized that the vast majority of the trees that I'm ever going to want to climb are covered in branches and stuff, and climbing stands don't work in trees with branches because the branches get in the way of the climber. So I'll probably end up cutting those off and grinding them smooth again. And then of course this extra nut up here was from the original hold down bolt that was too low down, so I moved that up to here. and so that one will probably end up getting cut off as well. But overall, that's my super one stick tree stand. Having never seen a real one except for in videos or pictures, and never having used one before, I'm pretty happy with the result. It seems to work just fine. And at 8 pounds, it's not that bad, and it's got this kind of convenient carry handle on it. So I'm happy. Now I just got to go out and use it to get some deer. As usual, hit that like and subscribe. It helps me out. Doesn't take any time for you, and lets me know that you're appreciating what I'm doing. And now that I'm kind of settling in here in Tennessee in my new life, hopefully I'll be able to get out a few more videos, but I'm still doing some training at work and that sort of thing. So I'm no guarantees, but as usual, if I'm doing a project that I think you might find interesting, I'll put it up on YouTube. See you next time. Thanks for watching.